You thought I froze for a second. Hello, welcome back to the Daily Creative Challenges. Thought we'd start out with a little bit of fun there. My name is Andrew Hockrattle, and I will be your host, guide, mentor, and detective over these next few weeks. Actually, this next week or so. We only have, I think, 6 or 7 challenges left. And hello from around the world. Let me know where you're watching from in the world. Always makes me glad to see us coming together and learning something. So if you are new, these are the Daily Creative Challenges. Hello, welcome. We are learning something every day in Illustrator. I'm here to teach you and here to be your guide. If you're watching on YouTube, come on over to Behance. That's where everyone is. Behance.net/live is the link. I was trying to think of where we are because I want to show you where you can get involved once you come over from YouTube, once you are here in the Behance chat. And hello, everyone. Austin, our friend Paco is here. Mercurial, Mercurial Forte. What a fun name. That's a great band name. So I'm going to show you guys where you can get involved right here at behance.net/challenge/illustrator. If you want to, you can click right here. It will remind you every day that there is a new challenge, and it will also notify you when we are live, which is happening right now every day at 11:30 this week, next week, and pretty much for the rest of time. There will be a daily challenge every single day. So coming into here, we'll look at some of the challenges that we've done in the past. We've been doing a theme this time, which has been a detective theme. We've been on a story. The first day we made the window sign of our detective agency. The second one, we decoded a secret message using shadowy type. The third one, we did business stationery, which also had a secret decoded message in there that you had to find. And today we're working with charts and graphs. No hidden things today, just a little bit of information that we are going to sort through. Now, a lot of times when we think about Illustrator, we think of insane design and all this craziness, but we're going to be using it for practical application today, which is going to be very fun. Get a little bit more into the technical side of working with charts and graphs, and maybe even make some 3D. So make sure that if you want to, that you can join us on these challenges for the next week. Tune in for today and stick around. You can also get involved right here at bit.ly/AI Discord. That is the place to be and the place to get connected with our Discord, which is happening and thriving. Last night we went live and gave you some feedback on my personal Behance, which I think Wade can drop in the chat for me, which would be really great. You guys can follow along Instagram, Behance, wherever you want. I'm on the internet. Follow along and we can get connected. But some amazing work has been coming out of these daily creative challenges, having a ton of fun. And this is what I love. I love seeing you all take the challenge that we have, elevate it, turn it into something new, something of your own, and really up to that next level. There are no wrong answers here in the daily creative challenges, only exploration. So design, and especially these daily creative challenges, go crazy and see what you can do. Cornell, what is our case today? Well, after our journey, actually, you know what? Let's have Detective Hawk tell you. So let's give him a call and see if he'll come on over and tell you a little bit about the Daily Creative Challenge today. See you in a minute. Okay, I will wholeheartedly admit that doing a four-piece costume change in 35 seconds is not necessarily the best idea. So we almost made it today. We almost made it. So close, everyone. There we go. Let's at least get the bow tie going. And yes, this is literally just a oversleep. All right, cool. So Detective Hawk is here, ready to be on the case. And today we are going to be looking at some perpetrators. So we're going to be looking right here at some people. We need to line them up and make sure that we have their heights. We can categorize them by their eye color, all kinds of different things. And we're going to do that using charts. Today we are going to use some bar charts. We're going to use some circle charts, just like this right here. And we also are going to make some donut charts. So let's hop over into Adobe Illustrator and get started investigating what we're working on today. Ooh, mustache. All right, let's do it. I got a little bit sidetracked there. Let's hop over into Adobe Illustrator. Great. So today, for your daily creative challenge, you can get this source file at behance.net/challenge/illustrator. And today's challenge is to use the chart tool to create stylized charts and graphs from a set of data. So if you have ever worked with the chart tools in Illustrator, let me know. Put that in chat and let me know if you've ever used these because it's going to be new to a lot of people. So today the tools, yes, we're using the charts and the graphs tool. Now you can notice that over on the side, we have a bunch of names. So these are the candidates and the suspects that we have found. And these suspects are very suspect, but we also have some information about them. The information is going to be categorized and put into our charts so that we can then have a visual representation of who they are, what they're doing, and how to catch them. So this is going to be a very fun one. Let's hop right in. First, what we're going to do is we're going to come over here and find the charts and graphs tool. It's right down here near the bottom usually. So you can select that tool. And now we are going to click. We're just going to click anywhere. And we actually can click and drag to make a box. So I'm just going to make a box all the way across the space that we have. And from here, it's going to bring up this nice little panel for us. We're going to drag this over here so we have all of our information. And this panel is much like an Excel or Google Sheets spreadsheet, right? It's going to be giving us information and we'll be putting that information in. So let's do this. What we want is we want to put in our names first. So whatever you put at the top is going to pull out what the categories are for your chart or graph. So the top one, instead of having numbers, we're going to put their names. So we're going to do Bob, and then we're hitting tab to shift to the next one. So think of this as kind of titles to each of the sections that we were doing. So we have Kathy, then we have Susan, and then we have a guy named Maddox, which I think is just the coolest name ever. So we have these four names. We have put them into our graph, and we're going to hit OK. And it can't generate the graph because there's no data. So we do need to plug in some data. And what we're going to do is I'm just going to use decimal points here. So 4.2 is going to be, or sorry, 6.2 is going to be what we use for our friend Bob. We're just doing this in 0.2 just so for demonstration purposes. So Bob is 6.2, Jim is 5.4, Kathy is 5.9, Susan is 6.1, and Maddox is 6.8. He's a tall man. So we have all 5 of these here, and what we're going to do now is we're just going to hit this check mark. What the check mark does is it will take our data and plug it into the graph system that we have created. So we hit OK, and now we have, actually, sorry, let me move this over. Get out of here, challenge stuff. We don't need that. There we go. And so what it's done is with this, we have put in both the height charts, which we want for each of these people. And then because we have the titles here, it has changed it has put the key there for us to get information. And yes, Godfrey, this is an amazing, amazing tool to organize information. So now we have all of these, right, looking good of how tall they are on our height chart, right? We're doing kind of a lineup here. And then what we can do is we can actually come in and edit individual pieces of this chart. And the way that we can do that is we can keep it live. I'm just going to grab A, which is the direct selection tool, and we're going to click and drag over all of these. We can bring up our type tool. Here it is, our character panel right there. And let's look at some of the fonts that we've been using. I believe that we used this nice little globe Gothic. That looks good for me. We're going to take the size down just a bit. There we go. And so now I have the sizing there showing each of the things. It is formatted to the fonts that we want. And even over here, we're probably going to do the same thing, is we just want to format to those fonts. Oops. Which was, there it is, globe. So now we have started to create the lineup. Something that I'm noticing is that all of these have a stroke on them. So what I can do, if I click on this, it's going to bring up the entire graph. But if I double click, I can go in, oh, sorry, that is not true. If I grab the direct selection tool again, I can go in and select just these bars. And so by selecting just these bars over here, I can select, see they all have the black outline, the black stroke on it. We can hit the slash through and it will take that black stroke off. Now, there's a little more information that we need to use here, and that information is, there we go, right over here. And with this information, we also want to put in their eye color, right? So we have brown eyes, we have blue eyes, hazel eyes, orange eyes, and green eyes. So what we're going to do to organize our chart a little further is grab the direct selection tool again, and we can select each of these. So we know that Bob right here is our first one, and Bob has brown eyes. So we'll select both of those areas, come over to our swatches panel, and we can click in. Oh, I'm still on the stroke. There we go, onto the fill, that he has brown eyes. So we can continue to do this for each of them and put in their eye color so that we can be properly organized here. And hazel is like a that. I should know what hazel is. I feel like it's green. I feel like it's more green. Let me know, chat, what hazel is. I believe it's like a green brown. So we'll do something more like this. Yikes. Okay, we'll do one of these colors. Whatever, that's hazel. And orange eyes is not strange. Orange eyes is actually one of my favorites because so there's a condition called heterochromia where your eyes can be two different colors and one of them can turn orange, which is really, really cool. I think it's absolutely beautiful. So green eyes over here, we have awesome. Awesome. So we have all of our eye colors in, we have all of our people on this awesome little graph. So what we can do is we can actually move this into a couple more applications. So let's say we want this information and we want to change something, right? Maybe we've got a little more information from one of our suspects. We've done a reimagining and we actually found out, we actually found out that one of these people was not the right size that we wanted. And so what we can do is we can come in here and we're going to actually close this out, so I'll show you. We can click on the graph, right? So the graph is all selected, all still real. We can right click and go to data. So we're going to click on data, and that is going to take this data. Oops, I ruined someone's name. I believe this was Bob. There we go. And let's say that we found out that Kathy is actually 5'7". She lied just a little bit, but that's okay. So we're going to change it to 5'7", and when we hit this check mark, it is going to live update that chart for us. So this is all live, it stays live, and we can edit and change it however we want. So we're going to hit OK and put all that in there. So that is saved now. And the next thing that we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to do another kind of graph, right? So let's say we have the information that we need about our suspects for their height. But we also want to put in how many of them maybe have brown color, or let's do this. How many of them are over 6 foot? So what we can do is we can make a chart graph, as we'll do another graph, and we're going to do a pie chart this time. So over here, we're just clicking and holding on the graph tool and clicking on a pie graph tool. Right, so one of our witnesses that was there actually said, I think that they had brown eyes, right? So we want to say, okay, who has brownish eyes that could be the closest and who doesn't have things? So just to see a nice graph of that. So we're going to do this 1080 by 1080 just for fun, and it has made a nice circle for us. So again, we want to kind of break down the two categories that we have, right? This time we are doing, let's do brown eyes. How about brownish eyes? Brownish eyes. And then this one will be other eyes. Oops. Other eyes. So with brownish eyes, it looks like between brown eyes, hazel eyes, and maybe the orange eyes, all of those could have been mistaken. So we'll put 3 in this one. And then the other eyes, let's say that we can have, let's do blue eyes. And then let's also do green eyes, just so we can see them a little bit different. So then we have one with blue eyes and we have one with green eyes. Now with all of our data plugged in here, right, the top one is always the title of what it's going to be. The bottom one is always the information that we are going to do. And so we are going to click on the plus, and it now has made this awesome chart for us with who has green eyes, who has blue eyes. It has carried our formatting over from the other chart that we have created, and it has made a new pie chart. So that looks great, and we're going to change these colors again by just using the direct selection tool. And it's great because I can use the eyedropper from the panel that we had above. So green eyes will go right there. So again, if we want to, maybe we misread something or we want to break it down a little bit more, let's say that we want to do hazel eyes, right? Or maybe orange is we decide to take out, right? So orange is now out. We update this information. by just clicking on that, taking these down, you can change out the data and it will update it live. So as you update that live, it will change the different shapes on the panel. So we're going to go ahead and close this out. And what I want to show you now is how to add some different effects to this. We got about 10 minutes left, so I'm just going to pack this with information. And let's say that we want to stylize this a little bit. Or actually, let's do this. So maybe this is super easy. So with our chart here, let's say that maybe we want the orange, I just realized this, to be a little bit different. There we go. So let's say maybe we want to show it as a donut graph, right? I believe that we can just make a donut. Actually, sorry. Let's grab all this and go to Object, Expand. And what that's going to do is it's going to expand all of this chart for us, and we can ungroup it. There we go. And now we have just the circle. Oh, sorry, the colors. There we go. We have just a circle. So we can come in here, and what we're going to do is I'm actually going to make another circle, and we're going to make this a compound path. So I'm going to make two circles here that are, one goes to the height of the circle that we have, and the other, so I'll show you that there's two here. So we're going to make a compound path between these two by just hitting Command 8 or going over here to make compound path. Now we are going to select our graph that we have in the background and our shape that we have in the front, and we are going to make a clipping mask. Oh, I've definitely done something wrong. There we go. Let's ungroup these, and that should do it. Let's see here. Yes. All right, so let's grab all of these, and now we are going to make a clipping mask, and now we have what is called a donut graph. So we've made the donut, and it is pulled out so that we have a nice little donut graph of what's going on, right? Very fun. And yes, Sherlock Holmes, absolutely. And our moderator, Wadeson, are the things that we're going with so far. So what we can do is we can add in one more way of grabbing information, right? We got about 8 minutes, so again, I'm just going to keep teaching you guys things because this is a super powerful tool. So this time, I don't necessarily want this info in here. So again, I'm going to come in here. I am just going to ungroup all of this. I'm just holding Command-Shift-G, that ungroups everything. Hit it a couple times. It'll ungroup all of this so we can work with it individually. And we want to start to maybe make this 3D. Ooh, crazy. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to pop this out a little bit. This is what we want, right? This brown eyes was the important part. So what we can do is we'll select this, and with each of these selected, right, that is all ungrouped, what we can do is come up here to Effect. We can go to 3D, and we can do Extrude and Bevel. And what this is going to do is it will bring up this panel, which is a little advanced. We'll get more into 3D a little bit later on one of our challenges, but we can move this, and it's actually going to show us what it looks like extruded. So we can do a little bit more dimension. And then if you come down here to more options, you can change where the light is coming from. So we want the light to be hitting kind of the top. There we go. And that looks like it's looking good to me. Maybe let's do it a little more this way so it feels like it's broken out. And there we go. Now we've got a nice little 3D pop of this graph kind of blowing out. We also can do this with our awesome graph up here. And this is where it gets really, really crazy. So I'm going to go ahead and ungroup all of this. Yes. Yes, I would. So we're going to ungroup all of that. And then I'm going to grab this chart over here. And watch this. This is going to get really crazy. So everybody hold on. We're going to go to 3D. We're going to go to Extrude and Bevel. And this is where it starts to show, right, what this could look like, right? Very, very interesting. I think it's super fun to work with this on the sides and kind of create this awesome 3D edge. And yes, the brown edge got a little bit weird, but we can change the colors very easily. So what I can do is we can change this plastic shading to no shading. We can do diffuse shading. We can do a wireframe so it just shows the wireframe. And this might be cool. So let's do that for now. We'll extrude it a little bit. And the extruding is just showing the depth. We got a little bit wonky with the numbers here because we had those included. I shouldn't have had those included, but we did. And maybe the shading color I'll change to none so that it kind of is just hitting the light with all the settings that we have. Again, we can move the light around to show where the light is coming from. And it will hit those different shades right there. And yes, this is absolutely mind blown. So we're going to hit OK, and now we have this awesome 3D chart very, very quickly, very easily in Illustrator. We can still come in and we can change all of these different colors if we want to, just using the direct selection tool. Very easy, very quick, and I believe this actually might break, but we'll see what happens. I believe that we can... Yes, let's do 3D and see what happens. We can do 3D on our donut graph, and I believe the donut graph actually is my favorite if it works, right? There we go. Yeah, so the donut graph is my favorite to do this on because you can extrude it and really make it a cool shape. You can change the lighting, so we want it to hit from the top. There we go. So hit OK, and now we've got this really cool donut shape. This brown color isn't shading well, so let's change it to that. So now we have a really cool shape, and if I want to, I can grab this, and within the panel, I can change the colors, we can move it, we can change a lot of things, and yes, it's an absolute game changer. So this is the way to make different charts and graphs, and what I want you to do today is make your charts and graphs play around with the 3D effects and line up your suspects. Let us know, maybe you discovered some more information somewhere in our hidden messages. Maybe there's another person that we're not thinking about. So put that in there and really build your story on your daily creative challenges. And yes, we can bevel the shape, so we can definitely do that. Why not? Let's do it. We have time, so why not? Let's go into our effects panel over here in the 3D to extrude and bevel, and let's put a nice little bevel on it. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. So now we've got a nice little bevel. We can add some perspective to it so that it feels like it is zooming away. That's going to murder my computer if I keep going here. The 3D effects get a little heavy. So we're going to hit OK. And yes, this is great for visual resumes. So there we go. We've got a nice little little bevel on the edge right there. So I want you to do this, make these charts and graphs, do some 3D stuff. It's going to be super, super fun. Play with your colors. Maybe you put people in there and put their heights in. Really go ahead and mess around with what you can do with these effects and apply them in the way that you want. Explore. There's no right answers. And once you have done that, make sure to put it right here, bit.ly/AI Discord. That is the place to be, and we have an amazing, amazing lineup of different mentors and different people in the channel. I will be in there as well giving you feedback on these daily creative challenges. And yes, we got the secret message, try to catch me, from the other day. Some great updates to the letterhead that we've been working on, doing a lot of type hierarchies. So that was very, very fun. Loved this lesson today. And tomorrow, a little preview, we will be coming back and we will be talking about the alignment tools and building a Creative Cloud library. So tomorrow is going to be very, very fun. We're going to take all the clues that we have done so far. We're going to organize them. We're going to get our things in order. And then over the weekend, we can investigate a little further. Oh, hold on. I need the prompt. We can investigate a little further and look into some of these things that we have found. And then moving into next week, we're going to track down the case. We're going to find a missing item and maybe even catch a criminal. Ooh, it's going to be fun. So there is a fun story to follow along with. There may be some more secret hidden messages away. So make sure you check out your files and make sure that you are involved every day for these daily creative challenges. Again, if you miss any one, you can come right here, behance.net/challenge/illustrator. And that is the place to go to get all the source files, to catch up. If you missed anything over the weekend, join the investigation, watch those old videos, download the source files, and search for clues of what might be coming up. So thanks so much for joining me today. Let's take a look at the schedule. Next up, we have our friend Molly Russell doing some branding and identity design. I know that we started yesterday and we'll be finishing that up today. Then Jesse Showalter is here for the Adobe XD Challenge, Kyle T. Webster for the Draw Along, and our friend Voodoo Val with her guest Cecile Bow at the end of the day. And the only reason that I know how to pronounce the word bow is because of Downton Abbey. So I feel like I'm on brand a little bit today for that. Thanks for joining us. Hello. Thanks, Julie. Thanks, Clever Delin, our friend Wade, and Rob Zilla was in the chat again. So thanks for joining us, everyone. I will see you again tomorrow as we continue our case and go on a journey to discover some new things in Adobe Illustrator. See you later. Bye.